So, last we left off, you guys had continued your fight against the Northern Inferno. You were able to defeat her and then chop off her head to take home as a sort of gruesome trophy. Um, you were also able to harvest some of her scales, along with her remaining treasure hoard that did not fall into the lava. Uh, upon successfully looting both the corpse and the dragon's lair, you guys used each free to teleport back into your basement at your manor. You guys are now down here with a dragon head. What would you like to do?
Do we know how much pounds of scales that we got?
You were able to harvest like a few scales, not necessarily
Okay.
pounds.
Well,
You're
that's
more focused on cutting off the dragon's head.
somebody was more focused on cutting off the dragon's head. Um,
Yes.
That
yeah.
and gold.
Nothing is more heroic than keeping the severed head of a sentient creature on display in your home.
I ain't lawful good.
I guess as we kind of get home, and start to settle in slash disperse, Lish will talk to Volk or Toby or whoever has any of the scales, and he'll ask if he can have at least one of the scales.
I think Demir actually
Demir
was
has.
harvesting the scales.
Hi, Bun. Can I have a scale?
Aaron was doing the
Sure.
harvesting.
Yeah, Aaron was doing most of it. I think Demir was just looting gold.
Aaron, honey bun, can I have pretty please?
I mean, yeah, Aaron will give you a scale.
Thank you. And then I don't know that we have anything else to do. At least Lish doesn't have anything else to do with the dragon head, so he's gonna go and head upstairs and check on his plants and see how everybody's doing. So
It's been like 24 hours since we were last here.
I want Tobias to use his sending stone to send a message to Oafsey that's, oh, DM, did you get a new haircut?
I did.
I'm sorry, I
Nice
just noticed
message.
it looks nice. No, that's not the message to Oafsey. I noticed it. I was
No,
like,
yeah,
oh, I
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
say now before I forgore. It looks lovely.
Thank
Anyways,
you.
back to Tobias. So I'm gonna have him. He's gonna send a message to Oafsey that basically says, language, word, English. I know. Fuck. She's okay.
Speaking from.
We slayed the Northern Inferno. That's 3 dragons down, or that's 3 dragons now.
Oafsey gets back to you pretty quickly. Hold on, I have to find his voice. Holy shit! Well done. I'm proud of you, son.
I would also like to imagine that when Tobias sends the message, if it's possible through sending like a smile emoticon. Like, obviously not the emoticon itself because that concept doesn't exist, but
I will say it's
like the feeling of it.
It's conveyed through the tone of your words.
Yeah, it's like killed the Northern Inferno. 3 dragons. That's 3 dragons now.
But yeah, he is surprised and says he's proud of you.
Messaging my parents that I'm alive was also on the to-do list. Or sending.
Okay. What do you say?
All's good. We did the thing. That should be the last ultra dangerous thing for a little bit.
Well, I should hope so. Please stay safe out there.
What the hell are you doing?
All right.
Oh.
Eitri is
gonna. I was gonna. Sorry.
Did you need him?
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
Demir's going to like, as we've, I assume that we're all sorting through the loot and like dividing it up and all that stuff. Demir is going to take the spell scroll and walk over to a tree and just, is this interesting to you?
Yes, that is very interesting.
All yours. You've more than earned it.
Kind of looks surprised, but takes it from you very gratefully and looks it over. This is not my usual school of magic, but I think that it will be very helpful.
Sure, you're capable of figuring it out. I mean, you're a very smart wizard. And she's going to pat his head.
I like to think so.
You are very capable.
Immediately is just like looking it over, and you can see he's doing some calculations, and I will have to copy this into my spell book. It's with the scroll. Is that okay?
It's yours to do what you want with. Keep it, destroy it, I don't care. It's yours.
He thanks you again in Madhabi, and starts to go off immediately to go transcribe it into a spell book, but he's stopped by the pattern dancers who are like trying to look him over and make sure that he's okay. And it's kind of sweet in a way looking at him interact with them, because it does at times, like, yes, they are his employees technically, but they're also kind of acting like siblings to him, like, you should be more careful, and like, you there's clear like actual worry in there, like, your clothes are singed, how could you let this happen, you look exhausted, you need to go get some rest.
I mean, that's a dynamic I think Demir is pretty familiar with when it comes to like close staff and servants and that sort of thing. So, you know, she doesn't really comment on it. It's just kind of like, that's familiar. And she'll go back to sorting out the loot and distributing it to everyone. Yeah. She is also going to take whatever time we have to unattune to her anti-scry amulet and attune to the lyre.
All right. Is there anything anyone would like to accomplish?
at some point during this time, Aaron's gonna go seek out Vault.
I believe Lars briefly stepped away to wash off resin.
He did.
Oh
yeah.
gosh.
One of his miniatures cracked open, it sounds like, and there's just a bunch of goop inside.
Okay, that's actually kind of terrifying.
It is!
Leaving him the space to deal with that, then.
You created something 3D and yet it bleeds.
Honestly, considering that some of these things are Warhammer miniatures, it sounds on brand.
Doing Deadpools actually right now.
That's true.
If we're killing time for Lars' return, I'll just say that Tobias starts updating his journal that he's been keeping with some of the monster encounters that the party has faced since his last entries and stuff, including the Northern Inferno and what it was like to fucking fight her.
Alright.
Did the party identify that she was a albino? What do we?
I'll tell you what, Tobias. Why don't you roll a
did.
nature check
Oh boy.
with advantage?
Because we have, the autobiographical tapestry.
Let's see. Change my. There we go. Okay, now all my stuff is showing the way it's supposed to. Cool. Nature check. Did you say with advantage?
With advantage.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah, he gets advantage on that anyway when it comes to. Oh no, never mind. That's only Faith Fiends and Undead. My dumbass of a son. That's a 9. It's better than the fucking 2 he rolled earlier.
You, thinking about it, you're pretty sure that she was an ancient dragon of some sort, but you're not sure if she was albino or some sort of, hybrid.
That's fair. He was more focused on not dying during the fight.
I just had a thought.
Actually, Aaron was gonna hunt you down. But
Okay. But I have an additional thought to share with the group. Probably before Valk disappeared. Do you think the knowledge of the Inferno's demise would be valuable to the mining operations out of that Eastern Dwarven hold?
That's a point. Potentially.
Possibly, but I don't think we should waste any time trying to get back there to extort the people there.
We can probably just put a note down, and then once we're done dealing with all of this crap and stuff, we can maybe send him a letter or something, or stop by briefly and be like, "Oh hey, yeah, we took care of that Northern Inferno for you guys. Job's done." And then yeah.
I was kind of more thinking, since we need resources for fighting the indefinite, it could be a way to garner some additional resources, but whatever. Just a thought.
Now
Anyway.
I wanted to hunt Valk down, yeah?
Aaron was hunting Valk down?
Think so?
Yes, and quite literally, I'm gonna roll stealth for him real quick. Alrighty. I need to Well, I'll do that in a sec. That'll be an 18 to sneak up on Volk.
I think I might make that. Nope, failed by 1.
Nice. All right. So where's Volk during the cooldown?
Obviously not in her room because that's where the space people are at.
Yeah.
There's 2 of these missing. Yes. Anyway, I suppose Valk is beginning the process of figuring out how to get the head stuffed.
All right, that's pretty fair. At any rate, so you're working on that, and then all of a sudden, Aaron is on your back.
Holy shit balls!
He just sneaks up and then jumps on you.
But Aaron, hi.
Hi, Volk.
I didn't get a chance to say congratulations.
Is that how it's fucking supposed to feel?
What is supposed to feel?
The wings, Volk. The wings.
I don't know. I never had physical wings like you. I've just had my head wings.
He'll nod a little, which I'm actually not sure if you're able to see because he might still be behind you.
So more feel than see.
Yeah. And say, oh yeah, but I mean that. Oh, that was a rush.
I will say flying is an enjoyable activity, no matter how you get your wings.
True enough, yeah. I mean, heck, the owls are really fucking cool, as well.
That is very true. But
yeah,
there's something different about flying while not relying on something else, where it's just you and the wind.
Yeah, I suppose so. No, I feel like even if I were alone, it would still kind of something that includes everyone. I mean, I've got our sort of there either way, and when we were hitting the dragon, I was kind of thinking like, hey, this is something I'm supposed to be able to use to protect my tribe and to keep my people safe. And I think it was I guess just redefining who my people are as being all of you guys that really lifted my spirits enough to let me actually fly around. So I feel like in a way, like it's you're all in there with me,
Makes sense. Well, I'm happy you finally found the catalyst to get your feathers back.
Ah, thanks. I think think
Wish I had been more direct help on that, but I'm still happy to see you got them back.
Hey, I don't think I would have been able to figure it out without without talking to you. Kind of focusing on figuring out, what it means to me and how I interact with it.
Dealing with a divine heritage is never straightforwarard.
Yeah, I can say that again.
So many people view it as a blessing without, looking at the ramifications.
No nod. I think at this point, he's gonna step off of Valk and just be standing next to her, having a semi-normal conversation.
Not all that different from being a tiefling. You're just as much of not of this plane, just how people view you is different, but the internal experience is still very much the same.
He'll nod. Yeah, I mean, I can't necessarily speak to what the tiefling experience is, but I'm sure it's better than being maligned for no reason, but being put up like that all the time isn't always fun. We've had places we've gone where I have not liked the internal reaction.
The expectations can indeed be rough.
Especially when you're already in some sort of position of direct authority because of it.
Yeah, weren't you next in line for being your tribe's chieftain or something? I've only heard bits and pieces secondhand.
Yeah. I was supposed to take on Command X. Did the whole slew of training my whole life on it. Yeah, and then when things started going wrong, well, at least I fully blamed myself for all of it.
Well, even if you didn't cause it, it is your responsibility when you're placed in a position like that.
He nods.
Well,
and says,
at that point, Val kind of claps your back a little bit, and the fact that you felt that meant you do have what it means to be a leader.
Oh, geez.
A leader without a sense of responsibility is just a tyrant.
Well,
trust me, I know.
Yeah, I've also, I think, heard enough bits and pieces to parse that one.
Yeah. While I wasn't directly groomed for a position of leadership like you, my position wasn't all that different, being tied up to a leader.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's a lot of weight to put on a kid.
It's a lot of weight to put on a kid. Especially, if you don't establish a sense of normalcy, then you're dealing with, being a kid or being whatever, is as part and parcel of it.
But hey, that's why we do this, to give as many kids the chance to be a kid.
And I'll nod and say, yeah, hmm, I guess Nifty's I could not be happier about, getting to get us out of whatever bad situation they'd been in. And well, he was hoping we can, figure out what's coming for them and how we deal with that. And he gives you an awkward double thumbs up.
Well, all we can do is our best. Let's just hope it's enough.
Yeah. I think that's also in parcel of, if not being a leader, at least having people who depend on you.
But hey, I'm there for you till the end. We can rely on each other.
Yeah.
And the rest of the roses.
Yeah.
Maybe some more than others, but hey, I know you're all ride or die.
Hey, I've pledged some sort of future allegiance to Lish, and think you have Amir, so at the very least, who's gonna have that?
Yeah, that'll be interesting considering I didn't know that they were royalty when I did that, so
yeah, that's it's kind of an official and thinking position you're in, Volk.
Well, hopefully I'll be able to do some good out of it. Or to been able to do at least a little.
Yeah. Sure, you put some good into whatever you're doing. All right. Well, I'll leave you to your spoils, I guess.
Actually, probably gonna have to make a trip into town since I don't know heads or tails about stuffing anything particularly of this size.
That's fair.
Perhaps there'll be someone at the college who does taxidermy.
I have to assume someone. I mean, if not in official capacity, at least as a hobby. Probably also in an official capacity too, though.
Yeah, I should probably pick up whatever my share of the cash is. And did we ever get a final decision on who's getting what when it comes to the magic items?
I think that's something we'll have to talk about either as a group or specifically with Demio, because I think she's carrying most of them.
Yeah, it makes sense. She's got the magic eyes for both their worth and their magics. So
yeah,
I suppose it's easiest for her to parse and parcel it. Actually, that's a good point. I should probably track down Demir.
Point, yeah.
Do you want to tag along for this?
Sure. I don't have anything else I'm planning on doing.
Maybe you can have one of those dancers come with us.
One of those dancers, you say?
Little knowing smile from Valk.
Sure, yeah. I'll just go pick one out at random then.
Yes, random. I'll meet you in the foyer once I'm done talking to Demir.
All right. Aaron will skip off.
Chip. Okay, so Valk treks down Demir.
So, you find her hanging out in the greenhouse. I think Lish said that he was checking on his plants, so she's probably hanging out with him. And she has Layla, her little displacer beast, in her lap, and she is practicing chords on the lyre, on her new lyre, like trying to figure out what it does and just kind of playing a little music while she's doing it.
Sorry to interrupt, but it was my understanding that you're sorting through the valuables, Demir. It looks like you're finished up with that.
Yes, here. Demir will toss you a bag full of your share of the gold. That's just the cash. There are more gems and miscellaneous accessories and stuff that I figure we will sell or find a way to turn into liquid for us. But
makes sense. DM, everything's just 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, right? Or do you do weird conversions?
10 in terms of pricing?
Well, no.
I think he means like
10 gold
copper
is a
one
platinum,
silver,
10 silver is a
Oh,
gold,
yes,
10
yeah.
copper is a silver.
Yeah, it makes the math easier that way.
Okay, because I know in a couple of editions they were like it's either 20 or 5 or.
Yeah, no. I don't fuck with that. I'm not good at math.
Fair enough. Okay. I grab my bag of gold, and I got 2 more people to track down real quick before heading out.
are you going shopping?
I am hoping to hire someone in town to taxidermy the head.
Okay.
Aaron's already tagging along if you want to do your own shopping.
Maybe. Let me look through what I have.
Well, we're gathering in the foyer if you'd like to join us.
All right. Good luck.
Let's see. Next on my round robin of getting things done, I guess I will bother Hawk first.
Oh, I'm being bothered.
Just briefly.
Yeah.
Valk, basically, I'm guessing you're in your room?
Yeah, Hawk's probably in his room right now.
So just kind of a light knock on your door.
Come in.
Hey, bud. At which point, Valk does the throw thing with a small bag of gold at you.
I'm gonna roll a dexterity check real quick because it's funny. That's a 10. He sort of like nearly catches it. It starts to tumble. Then he starts to try and catch it, and then tumbles again. Then he finally catches it with both hands.
Just settling up. That's where I can.
For what?
You owed her. You lended me 100 gold back at the. I can't remember what it's called. The buy it place of random boxes.
Oh, the Lotto Grotto, right?
Yes, the Lotto Grotto.
All right, thank you. This will. I'll consider it. I'll consider it covering the cost of purchasing more summoning materials.
Sorry about that, by the way.
That's all right. I should know better at this point.
Well,
I have things that I can put on her. I don't know why I don't.
Getting used to your new abilities, I would say. I'm still getting used to some of my changes.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, again, thank you for the loan, and I guess since we haven't RP'd at all, thank you for looking at or coming up with a potential clasp Krajigger for my wings and the headscarf.
Oh, of course. It's good to be able to put these skills to use.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
I'm gonna make sure that my all these cacti are watered and whatnot, and I'll probably head out to the shops for a little bit later.
we're actually organizing a little bit of a run. We're going to be gathering in the foyer here in a little bit if you want to go with people.
Oh, sure. Just give me a moment here.
No worries. I got other people I need to see first. And Valk awkwardly backs out and proceeds to try to find Toby.
Tobias will probably have found Levy and checked in with her, informed her that they're back and stuff if she was in the house. And then afterwards, he probably would be in their shared room going over his equipment. And once that's done, sitting in his little, I want to say workshop corner and stuff, whittling or carving.
Nice. So you probably hear a soft tapping, tapping at your door. Forevermore.
Come in.
Hey, Toby. Demir has divvied up at least the cash portion of our goods, and there isn't quite enough to cover all that I owe you, but I can at least get you half. At which point, Val kind of slides a slightly larger bag of gold across the floor at you.
Tobias will look up from his carving to the bag of gold and nod his head and say, "Thank you. I appreciate that."
Yeah, of course. Once I'm a little bit more flush, I'll get you the other half. Also, a few people are considering going into town to pick up some stuff. If you want to come with, we're gathering in the foyer here in a little bit.
He seems to consider that for a moment before nodding and saying, "I think I will. Yeah." He'll then put down his carving tools and stuff like that, and you'll see he's the shape that he's been working on is still unknown and stuff. He started with a fresh chunk of wood and it's still pretty early in the stages. But he'll set it to the side. Yeah. He hasn't gone into deep enough yet to start carving out the basic shape.
Do you have any idea of what this particular one's going to be yet?
I'm a bit torn, if I'm being honest. Because while the dragon itself gave inspiration, there's a myriad of other bizarre and intriguing things that we've seen on our journeys.
I would imagine the wings wouldn't be the easiest thing to do.
It ultimately depends on what pose you're going for.
I suppose that's fair. Easier than trying to do the beholder we saw earlier.
God, I still don't know where I'd even begin to start with that one.
If I were doing it, I would maybe combine disciplines. Use wires or something for the eye stalks. Could do little gems for the eyes make it extra fancy. Yeah, I'm not the most creative myself, but hey, it'll be nice that you're joining us for the outing.
I wouldn't say I'm the most creative person either.
Shush. Your whittling's beautiful.
At least some people think it is. And he'll set his tools down and get up and grab what he needs and whatnot to head down to the foyer.
Since I forgot to actually we'll play this last time it was relevant. Aaron, before going off and getting more hot, he's going to go and knock on the door of assume where the aliens are staying.
Elk's room.
They're staying in Volk's room.
And go knock on the door of Volk's room.
You can see that the water genasi opens the door.
And he's going to wrestle around in his bag for a minute. And while he takes a moment to find this, he's just going to be babbling a little, like, you know, I'm not fully sure if you're understanding this. I seemed a little unsure on the language, but I do think this will speak for itself if you give me a second.
She just kind of stands there looking baffled at the fact that you knocked on the door, started speaking to her in a language she doesn't know, and now you're digging around in your bag.
And then after a few seconds of this, he's going to pull out of his bag two sheets of paper and pass them over. And he has drawn the face of the star elf before she got selected as a water genasi, and his best approximation of what the goo person looked like.
You can see Zuzana looks delighted and calls over Bexalkiel. They come over and look at the drawings together.
And he'll just leave them to that. He's gonna smile a little, and he'll do a little, one of those little awkward waves where you're not really expecting them to notice or to wave back, and then he'll trot off.
Okay.
Then after getting that done with, he's gonna go track down a hot.
All right. You can find Rahat outside of the room in which Itri is staying.
And he's gonna come up and he'll just say, I think we are gonna go for a shopping trip in town. A few of us use the spoils of this a little bit. If any of you guys need anything, free to put in a request. Feel free to come with, and he'll smile.
Well, I do not think that His Highness is interested in going shopping at the moment. Apparently, he got a scroll that he is going to be spending some time with. Perhaps later you can show me parts of the city that have a wider audience.
He'll you just can see it's just pause for a second. He writes that down. To Liam, he says, "Of course." And he's gonna continue, and I don't know how to say this without it sounding but in the least fucking way possible. We do that. I did learn how to do something new that I'd like to show you.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. But you'll just have to wait until then to see it.
Roll persuasion check.
What's his bonus on that? Well, that could have been worse. That could have been better. That's a 15.
15. She does seem pretty interested.
And he'll I suppose just give a little wave and then skip back off.
All right. So who all is going shopping?
Go shopping.
Tobias will.
All right.
Full party shopping day.
Cool.
Shopping.
So I think one of the first stops was a taxidermy shop.
Question to the party before we head out. Do we want to be advertising that we're dragon slayers or nah? I figured advertising that we're a sizable threat wouldn't be the worst idea to the gentleman who nailed a snake to our door.
We can nail the dragon head to our door.
That well, it's a little big
That
for
would
the
take
door.
down your door.
Well, they think a snake is anything. We have a dragon.
We could split it out. We could use it as a door stopper.
So loud and proud it is. Got it. At which point Valk completely uncovers the head from the blanket that she had pulled over it and literally just enough covered to keep it from dripping as they walk.
Are you planning on bringing the whole head into town? It's massive.
Well, loud, proud, and we gotta find a taxidermist.
Just invite the taxidermist over to our house or something.
Didn't it take both of us while I was fire gianted to move the head around?
Yeah,
Or am I
it's not
misremembering?
feasible to take it around town as is.
Well, it was to move the entire body. Couldn't.
It's still a giant dragon head.
Yeah, the head is still very heavy. I don't think we practically can carry it.
You could pretty easily acquire a cart.
Do we not have a cart at our disposal for shopping means?
Why don't we just invite the taxidermist over? Save ourselves some energy.
Okay, good point. Aaron, if you can at least help me get this head out onto the front porch.
Of course.
I hope you're going to secure that some way so no one can just walk off with it.
How do you go about securing a dragon head to your porch?
You
Accepting
tell
all
me.
suggestions.
You're the one who wants to put it on the porch where anybody can walk by and steal it.
What, with 5 burly men to get it up into a cart?
Magic exists.
Magic does exist.
People could also just run up and take pieces of it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Best to keep it inside until ready.
Unfortunately, that might be reasonable.
You could put it in the front window so it can drip all over our lovely, nice carpets.
Well, okay, let's roll up the carpet and have it visible from a front window.
Have it seep into the floorboards too. That'll be great. Fantastic.
Demir will put a tray down. It's fine.
Just like a roll of paper towels underneath it.
Look, why don't we just leave it in the basement for now and focus on finding someone who would be willing and able to taxidermy such a large thing, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
I get it, you want to display it, but it's just not realistic.
Fair
Aaron
enough.
will switch down to a... Actually, Aaron doesn't have to whisper to people anymore. He gets messaged. Aaron will shoot a quick message to Volk. Putting it down in the basement, can we trust Sniv to not pull pieces off of it till we get back?
That's a good point. I need to chat with Sniv. You guys can get started. I'll catch up.
See you on the road.
Mm-hmm.
While Demir is here, she'll like start handing out the gold to everyone, just making sure that everyone gets their share. Here for you, here for you, here for you.
So I guess Valk descends the stairs into the basement. It's just like, hey, Sniff buddy, where you at?
He is not in the basement.
The head's still there, right?
Yeah, for now.
Sniv's workstation. Is the gun there?
Nope.
He's outside working on it. I guess Volk will write a large note of like, please do not harvest for parts. We're getting it taxidermied. You can have whatever the taxidermist doesn't need once he's done with his job.
All right.
And hope for the best.
All right.
And like put it very much in the way of the head.
Can Sniv even read?
Yeah, he eats books when he doesn't like what it says.
So talented.
He's a talented little gentleman, making potions, tying bugs to sticks, fiddling with future tech, you know.
Sniv tying bugs to Sniv.
I mean, yeah.
He's just making like. Sure, he's made Scorpion on a stick, but he's moved on to Scorpion cysti.
Thing is basically just letting the intrusive thoughts win.
Which, you know, ADHD is just having a C in your alignment.
on the walkover and before Volk catches up, Aaron's gonna saddle over to Demir. You're like, hey, so Demir,
Yes.
what kind of stuff in a town are like like cool people interested in going and seeing? Like what's fun for you know, cool people?
Well, I think that would depend on what they like to do. I mean, there's dancing and shows and
Dancing.
tournaments to watch and
Did you say tournaments or
what?
turnips?
Tournaments. Not turnips.
Thought I'd learned something very, very surprising about fun.
Turnips are so fun. Why are you asking?
Just thinking of fun places in town that I could take someone. Hypothetically speaking, of course.
Places to take someone cool.
Yeah, exactly. Someone really cool.
Well, you are in Nerd City, but there are a few cool places. There was that one venue we saw, and Demir will just kind of list off a couple of places that have, like, you know, fun atmosphere, cool music, places that seemed like a gathering spot for dating students that she has observed throughout the town.
Aaron's
Kinda
not even
pointless.
just making mental notes here. Aaron has actively pulled out several sheets of paper and is seemingly making his own little map of like, okay, so over here there's this place, and Demir says it does this, and over here there's this place.
Demir's just entertained watching.
Would you like me to list a couple of places?
Heck yeah.
So firstly, depending on the type of person that you think you're seducing, could potentially go to the Arcane Athenaeum, which is where Farhasa is. There's the Aderin Gardens, which is a public park. Very lovely. There's the Misty Stone Bathhouse with the bathhouse drapes. There's a brothel called the Siren's Call.
Wait, we're in Royas, aren't we?
Oh shit, you're right. Hang on. Let me see. I'm looking at the wrong city.
Like, I don't remember there being a brothel in Royas.
My bad. I was looking at the wrong city.
TBH is brothel sounds. That'd be fun.
So let's see. Now that we're in the correct city, there's a high-end inn with a first floor bar called Aerith Fireside. It's rather fancy. There are lots of like interesting shops you could go to. There's an amphitheater called Tazyara Hall. I think that's where one of you met a nude model one time.
Yeah.
There's the Crystal Auditorium Theater, which is owned by the College of Art, but tends to have like lots of events. There's Servan Amakir Garden, which is like a public space, lots of like flowers that are tended to by druidic students. Lots of walking paths for people to take a stroll and a picnic area. there are lots of statues around town too that you can like walk around and look at.
Alrighty. Got a fleshed out little map for me.
Okay. So you were looking for a taxidermist.
Correct.
You are pointed toward Trophy Traditions Taxidermy. The little sign outside the little squat stone building says, "You snuff 'em, we stuff 'em."
Yikes.
I'm also being very loud about having to find a taxidermist to stuff a dragon. Or whatever. A large kill. You know, we just killed something.
Is Bulk the only one that's being loud about this, or are other folks being loud as well?
Not me.
You know, just like, hey, we recently slayed a great evil to the north, and we're hoping to get it taxidermied somewhere. Do you know where we could go to get that? Asking multiple people, even when we already get told where we can go to do it.
All right, roll a perception check.
Nine.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you're pointed towards the taxidermy shop. Lish, you were going shopping too?
Yes, I am there.
Okay. With your high passive perception, I'll say that you do feel like people are taking notice of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with Bulk yelling.
She's not yelling. She's just very obviously making it so a rumor will spread.
But you head into the shop. On one side of the room, you can see various taxidermied animals. There's anything from squirrels to axe beaks that are stuffed. And then on the other side, there are some like different things you could mount them on. And then like a little cloth sign above that section of the shop says, "We make big racks look natural."
My God.
And,
someone has a sense of humor.
And standing on a stool at the desk is a gnome. He seems like a middle-aged gentleman with fair skin and like brown hair that looks like it's kind of just been blown back into his face. His name is Palabar Alberti.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance. What's the biggest thing you've ever had to taxidermy?
Well, I've done a lot of work in different sorts of creatures in my day. Are you thinking more mammal, avian, or reptilian? Someone
Well,
came in asking me to taxidermy their grandmother.
oh, that's one way to keep her part of the family. No grandmothers being taxidermied here. We're looking at something reptilian and several 100 pounds.
Well, that shouldn't be too much trouble. What sort of reptile? I did a basket one time.
Well, those are
Interesting.
rather large, aren't they? Have you ever done something the size of multiple men?
Well, lots of creatures come in here that are much bigger than I. Makes no difference.
Have you ever seen a dragon?
A dragon.
A dragon?
Not in person, but
Would you like to?
I'd definitely be interested.
Well,
Are you interested in the whole body of the dragon?
Oh, just the head.
well, since it was an ancient dragon, we weren't able to bring the entire body. We were only able to bring the head back.
I could do the head of an ancient dragon, and he pulls out an abacus from under his desk and starts like running some calculations. Oh, ancient dragon head. Let's see. That would probably run you about 1,200 gold.
Ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Let's see. I can do a 500 gold deposit to get the work started.
Roll persuasion check.
Unless if I want
Can I give a little bardic inspiration to that? And just Demir like leaning forward and putting her hand on Volk's shoulder and looking at the taxidermy guy like, it is a very good specimen. Very rare. I'll give you some bardic inspiration to help.
Unless if we want to put a little bit of the party funds towards this, since it's going up on the house as a kind of warding device. Persuasion. That would be a 21 plus, you're a D8 now, so I need a D8. That's a D10. $728.
I think that seems fair. 500 now and 700 gold upon a completion.
And if we were to throw in a little extra once it's done, could you maybe be a little loud about this project?
It's a good way to get thieves targeting wherever it is you're keeping this beast's head.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, I can do it, but I don't want to be found liable if your house is robbed.
Party thoughts?
You can just do the taxidermy. No need for anything extra.
Will you need us to bring it to you, or would it be easier for you to come to it?
Well, do you live in town or do you live elsewhere?
Just out of town. We purchased the... Fuck, I can't remember what it was called because Valk wasn't there
Manor.
Murder
Oh,
house.
the Tri-Sea.
The murder
The
house.
Tri-Sea Manor was the original name of the house.
But it got rebranded as the Wild Roses Manor recently.
Oh, I know where that is. I can make my way there pretty easily.
Excellent. We'll make sure to know that you're expected.
All right. This would be an exciting project.
Excellent. Oh, we have a few guests staying with us. Most of them shouldn't cause you any problems. We do have a kobold that might be looking over your shoulder as you work, since he has an interest in the natural stuff.
I see. Well, I'll keep that in mind.
I also promised him whatever leftovers from that aren't needed in the taxidermy process.
Is a kobold dangerous?
No, he is a well-meaning individual.
Our house ghosts won't be of any trouble to you.
All right.
Oh, while you're working on it, could you perhaps pull one of the less obvious teeth out for us? We technically need it for one of the other things that we're up to.
I'm hoping to make a dagger. I get ya.
Sure, thank you.
Nod emphatically.
All right. What else do you guys want to do in town?
Well, there's all of Valk's spending money between taxidermying and paying her debts off. So she's just company for people at this point.
I think
I would be happy to put 700 of the party funds towards the taxidermy, if that is agreeable to everyone else.
I've got no problems with it.
I think that's pretty fair.
I guess.
It is for the house.
It's decoration. It's Falk's trophy, but it's our mantelpiece.
It's the party's trophy.
The
We have
people's
a lot
head.
of gold in the party fund. We do want to spend some of it, at least.
Oh, yeah. You can do that if you want to.
I'll earmark it.
Thank
If
you.
fortunes change or circumstances are more agreeable, we can come back to it.
Well, I think what will help bolster the party funds is if we can just go and sell some of the miscellaneous things that we've got in the loot, such as the jeweled crown and the small gold statue. And I don't remember hearing out of character if anybody wanted any of the gems to work towards a tattoo, but we can sell some of the gems.
There's that
we can-
chain with stuff on it.
The
with
fine
the
gold
fire
chain.
Yeah,
opal.
the fire opal golden chain.
Which
So
we
it-
did determine that none of those items had any magic on them, correct, DM?
No, they're just expensive.
Okay, so we could.
We
We
should
Sell the expensive stuff.
Yeah.
Keep the gems in case of tattoos.
We don't know what gems are on the crown. We know it's jeweled, but not what the jewels are.
Yeah, let's not harvest the crown for parts. Let's get as much money as we can for it.
Fair.
Okay, Demir. Time for you to kick ass and sell some shit.
All right, let's find a
Hawk
place that
will-
looks like it could be interested in these items.
Hawk will entrust the jeweled crown to Demir. He's going to go and make his intentions known to go get more spell components for Find Familiar and possibly do a little bit more magical browsing.
Hawk, there was this cloak here in the loot that I think you would be interested in.
Oh?
Demir will hand you the cape of the mountebank.
What does it do? Anything? Is it just fancy or?
Lets you get around very quickly for very far. I noticed you were struggling for movement in the fight, and I
That's-
think that this would be the solution for you.
Yes, I think that would be very nice. Thank you. He'll just sort of like toss it on and clip it.
Mhm.
I mean, you certainly earned it.
Thank you.
And Toby. Demir will also hand Toby the oath bow as well.
The what?
Oh, what?
The oath bow.
I'll go find the link and reply to it and ping you for it.
Thank you, because I
It is a sick-ass weapon. You'll
It's
love
a
it.
sexy bow.
Wow, this it's odd because Tobias has been using the same bow the entire campaign.
Like,
Even
do you want a
specify
magic
that
bow
the-
that whispers at you and gives you advantage on shit?
Though we did specify that it can't be combined with the kinetic bowstring.
It can't be combined.
Cannot, no.
No.
However, the bonuses on it more than make up for it.
Okay.
Give
I
that
know
a
you
peek.
like
I
your.
pinged you in general.
I know you like your bow, but this seems like it would be best in your hands. Demir, like, probably honestly, she wrote down after all her identifies what all the magic items do. So she's handing that out when she's handing the items out.
It's a little note.
Okay, let's look back at the things. Loot. So there is the lyre, which is going to Demir. The cloak.
Only items that are not claimed that are magical is the Ioun Stone of Protection.
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 3 people who aren't getting magic items, right? 1, 2,
I mean, there's
3,
only
4,
a couple
5,
to go
6.
around, so
There's 2 people who aren't getting magic items. So should maybe the money from the crown or the statue or whatever be split between the 2?
it's not a bad idea.
Maybe. I don't. We'll see. I want to go see magic items like Hawk does, but I also want to help with whatever is going on. So
You can link up with them later.
But yeah, so the thought is
I've got an idea anyway.
The thought is if we sell the chain and the crown, that can go into party funds, and then we could like split the gold statue between the 2 people who aren't getting magic items.
well, what I want is the money from the things that we're selling, to then we can go and look at magic items.
That's what Lars is proposing.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
Since
yeah.
if you're not one of the ones getting a magic item, you'd be getting money to get a magic item.
Yeah,
Potentially.
we can take a look. If we can
even
find a good
sell-
salesperson.
Does anybody want the Ion Stone of Protection?
Yeah, I was going to say we could sell the Ioun Stone if no one is interested. It is free AC, which is very good for folks. But
Yeah.
I
I already got the cape, so I'll pass on it. Volk and Irin didn't get anything, right?
And I didn't
Or
get
Lish.
anything.
Yeah.
And Lish.
So Volk, Irin, and Lish. So between you 3, if anyone wants the extra AC bonus.
I already have an Ion Stone. I mean, I could stack it, but I don't think that that's probably the best use of
Become
my...
a solar system.
Iron stones for
Yeah.
days.
20 Ion stones orbiting the druid. have a magic loop.
Unfortunately, it requires attunement, and I'm pretty sure I'm close to being full up.
Yeah, double check your
Yeah.
slots.
Yeah, I think
AC
Aaron is
Assuming
stuck as a tune now
the
more.
assuming the stone stays in use when wild shaped, that could be kind of nice.
That's actually a really good point.
I think that all my items and stuff still work.
Yeah. I mean, even if your worn items did disappear while wild shaped, and you didn't benefit from them, the Eon Stone isn't a piece of armor or anything.
Yeah.
It like orbits around you, so
We'll think about it in case we can't find any other fun magical items.
yeah. Of course.
Deal.
Point.
So I'd rather have something fun than a repeat of the same thing.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'm not picky.
But I'm loving the visual of Wolflish, just ion stones rotating around him.
Bopping the pixies in the heads.
Fantasy Arceus with like the built-in hula hoop around the midsection.
Well, like the pixies like get on to one of the iron stones, and it's like the teacup ride at Disney, and they get off and throw up.
In that case, I need to get Levy's from her, and so that I can have 3 attached, attuned to myself, and then they all get a seat on the ride.
All right. So you start looking around for magical items to buy. See, there is some. Let's see. There's a drift globe. There is a lovely cloak that looks like it's been woven out of spider silk. There's a little bronze statue about yay big that is shaped like a griffin. There is a fancy looking hand crossbow. There's some leather armor with the design in it that looks like crashing waves. There is a necklace that is it's kind of like a choker necklace that's gold. There is, let's see, a set of wooden pipes, and there is a little brown ring with a white stone on it that looks like it's been carved to look like a little mouse curled up.
Aww.
In addition to gold scrolls.
Can I ask the shopkeep about the ring with the mouse and the gold necklace? Choker?
All right. The ring is the ring of warmth. When wearing this ring, you have resistance to cold damage. In addition, you and everything you wear and carry are unharmed by temperatures as low as negative 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Then the necklace is the necklace of adaption. While wearing this necklace, you can breathe normally in any environment. You have advantage on saving throws made against harmful gases and vapors, such as a cloud kill or stinging cloud effects, inhaled poisons, and the breath weapons of some dragons.
And this is more of a magic item shop than a magic arms and armors shop.
Yes. I mean, this is what the shop generator generated. There is a hand crossbow.
Are there any other rings by any chance?
There's the ring of warmth.
There was leather armor also. What was that?
That is Mariner's leather armor. Hold on. Pulling up a description. While wearing this armor, you have a swimming speed equal to your walking speed. In addition, whenever you start your turn underwater with 0 hit points, the armor causes you to rise 60 feet towards the surface.
Would it be possible to get the list in the chat just to
You. Just a second.
The ring of warmth could come in handy for the winter court.
That one is, you don't feel the cold up to 50, negative 50, and then was it resistance or was it advantage? Let's see.
Resistance to cold damage.
Okay. Well, I already have that with my booty boots. So if anybody else wanted that for the winter court, that might be handy.
How much is the Ring of Warmth?
1,000 gold pieces.
It could be worse.
I could take half the statue, buy that, and pay off my debts, so that's tempting.
Whatever you want to do.
And
that does require attunement.
Yes, I was just going to quickly double check. So the Sky Spear obviously needs attunement. The wings need attunement. The adamantine plate is just a mundane. Does the shield or the longsword require attunement? I can't remember in this edition.
I think magic weapons usually require attunement.
But
I don't know
not
too
armor.
well.
Unless that they have an extra effect, correct?
I need to double check.
Weapons,
just,
yes.
like,
Attunement,
+1+.
armor, no.
Unless that there's an extra effect.
Unless there's an extra effect.
Okay.
Like, for example, the Mariner's armor, I'm pretty sure you need to attune to.
The drift globe
Okay.
would be handy if we fought the vampire. If the vampire came around again.
Sorry, which one?
The drift globe, it emanates daylight.
That could come in handy for the Shadowfell.
The hand crossbow of warning might be an interesting backup weapon for Hawk if he wants an option for ranged.
He would then be doubling up on warning items.
Ranged item.
If Hawk wants to use a ranged item and stuff, Tobias does have his longbow now that he can lend to Hawk. Now that he has the oath bow.
You mean the bow of sexiness?
The oath bow.
You know, the Ring of Warmth actually would probably be a good idea since my hit points suck and it would be handy to have to be able to do that. I don't need to have it attuned unless if I'm going to, need it. So, yeah, I can go for a half a statue and get the Ring of Warmth if we can find someone to sell the statue to.
The pipes of the sewers makes you friendly to rats and summons rats.
Not playing that character.
Become a rat
you
wizard.
Control rats. Become the Pied Piper of ratdom.
Does the drift globe require attunement?
Let me check. don't think so. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Oh, fuck yeah.
If Hawk wants another griffin friend so he can have double griffins, he can have the bronze griffin.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yes.
2 of them. No, someone else should get it so that we can have 2 griffins and Biog can have a friend.
Because this party needs more pets.
More giant bird creatures.
How much is the drift globe?
Yeah, I think Aaron's interested in that.
The drift globe is 750 gold pieces.
Oh, that's not bad.
Oh, perfect. And what was the third item we were looking at? The bronze griffin?
I think we were more joking about the griffin.
No, okay.
I don't think we really need it.
8,000 gold pieces.
That's a lot of money for a griffin. When we can get one for free from Max.
Yeah, so it sounds like we're picking up the drift globe for dealing with the vampire, and Valk's going to pick up the ring of warmth if we can sell off the statue.
Demir is going to go up to the shopkeep and pull out the fire opal chain and say, "Would you be willing to take this in exchange for the ring of warmth and the drift globe? I believe that's a good deal for you."
Hold on, I'm doing math. You said the drift globe and the ring of warmth.
Yep, that is worth 1,750 gold, and this item is worth 2,500 gold pieces.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay, let me double check what my persuasion is. Oh, that's a 25.
The shopkeep readily takes your deal.
Can we get a potion of health too in there, perhaps, if you have any?
I think I could do that.
Thank you kindly.
And you get one regular potion of healing.
Cool. Does anyone mind if I took the potion of healing? I used one in the battle. Unless anyone needs it. Also.
Go for it.
Yeah, you can have it.
Cool.
We can check out if there are any other magical shops in town that have more potions and different things.
Awesome.
Also,
Cool.
just over here, do they have, a standard diamond of 1,000 golds?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, Aaron will pick up one then.
All right.
In this shop, because since this is like the magic shop thing, would they have any types of magic arrows?
Not at this one, unfortunately. They have some scrolls, though.
It's not entirely what Tobias is looking for. Yeah.
Is there a shop in town that would have magical arrows?
You could potentially commission some from this shop.
What would the pricing and like materials needed be for making arrows like that?
Let me see. Are you looking for more like a +1 arrow, or like an arrow of slaying, or something a little more unique, like you shoot someone and a tree grows out of them kind of type?
I was basically just gonna see if there was any magical arrows and then just see what was there and decide from that. I literally didn't really know that magical arrows existed until I started playing Baldur's Gate.
Toby should so shoot trees onto people.
That would be funny.
Anything that would reduce movement, honestly, would be helpful as hell.
Yeah, that would be a pretty good idea. Are there any arrows that like reduce movement, or there's not any arrows that would cast silence, I don't think.
Like an
That would also be
entangle,
sexy. An arrow of
entangle
slowing.
spell? Well, let's see. They can make some like magical plant arrows. But that would be around the 6,010 gold pieces.
You know, that's cool and all, but I don't know if I love it that much. Right, then I guess that's just something Tobias will keep an eye out in the future. Like if he sees any magic arrows, he might just take a peek at them to see what they are.
All right. Anyone else?
Not from this shop.
All right. You're gonna go look for more potions next.
More potions, more magic items. If there's like a jewelry person in town that seems to make magic jewelry, that might be interesting to try and find.
Also, if we could figure out who's getting the cash from selling one of the statues and who's getting the ion stone. If we could do that so Val can also shop, that would be nice.
Should we just sell the iron stone? We do already have 2 in the party, 3 in the party.
Or we could keep it in the back pocket.
Yeah, I guess. I think that we're kind of like running out of attunement slots.
Yeah.
Well, we could sell 2 statues or whatever and split it 3 ways.
2 statues?
Or
what others?
a statue, and we have another item that's okay. That's very expensive, so maybe not.
The small gold statue I think we can sell, and the jeweled crown I think we can sell. They aren't magical, they're just fancy. So we already sold the chain with the fire opal, right? So
yeah, let's
yeah, I think we can hang on to the iron stone just in case. If I have still a spare attunement slot, I could just throw that on before whatever next fight. So
let's sell the crown and the statue and then split it 4 ways. 1 for the party funds and then 3 to the people who didn't get magic items.
Sounds fine.
Any objections? Okay, no objections. Are we able to find a place to hawk those 2 items?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm right here.
And that is what, 3,750 each?
Boo.
3,750 gold pieces. So.
Okay, so one of those goes to the party funds, one goes to Lish, one goes to Valk, and one goes to Aaron, right? Yeah. At which point, 1,000 of mine goes back to the party funds because party funds was used to buy my ring of warmth, and I need to give Toby his other 500. I have no debts.
Great. Can Valk pay off my student loans too while she's at it?
I wish.
You're muted.
We have 6,800 gold pieces in the party fund, guys.
Wow.
All right.
What was my share of the four-way splitting? I'm sorry.
3,750.
3,750. Okay.
And that goes to Aaron as well. And then I have paid 1,000 to the party funds to cover my ring of warmth, and the other 500 I owed Toby.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna keep our eyes out for more
money.
magic items.
As for healing potions, you're able to find a single potion of healing, a common one, for 50 gold pieces. You're able to find a potion of greater healing for 150 gold pieces, potion of superior healing for 450 gold pieces, and a potion of supreme healing for 1,350 gold pieces.
Dope. We should buy all of those with party funds, TBH.
Yeah.
And I would love to get another superior because I used, I think, my superior in the dragon fight. So dibs on that one.
Okay, so how much out of the party fund? That was 150, 150, so 200. Well, sorry, Oh, thank you. Thank you. I will. One of each?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will take that out of the party fund.
That potion of giant strength was absolutely baller. Would any of the local shops potentially have? Okay. I tried. I do have going to a bookstore on my to-do list for this outing as well.
Are you looking for more smut?
No, the exact opposite of smut, in fact.
The Bible?
Religious texts? Jinx.
No, learning to read and write common kids' books.
All right. You're able to find a lovely book called ABCs for Barbarians for a single gold piece.
Okay, I picked that up.
And yes, that is a Skyrim reference.
Do they have any good smut, though?
You know what? Let's see. That depends on what I can come up with on the fly. There's one called The Art of Entertaining House Guests, which is a couple inviting some of their friends over for dinner, and then they all as a group decide to get into rope bondage. Let's see, there's another one.
A court of taxes and mundane.
There's another one that's called, let's see, Let's see. There's one called Unprecedented Implication.
Ooh, that sounds good.
And it's about it's about a mage that's trying to do some experimentation and ends up accidentally inflicting this arcane disease upon himself, and he doesn't want his friend who he's secretly in love with to find out, and so he's like trying to cure himself of this illness, but he's so in love with her that
Yeah. How much for that one?
That's a gold piece.
Yes. Some pennyback smut. Let's go. Add it to the collection.
It's a very fascinating, lots of like back and forth and switching perspectives. Like his friend, she can tell that something's wrong, but he's not saying it, and she's wondering if he doesn't want to be friends anymore because he's being so reclusive.
Will they, won't they? An absolutely steamy third act.
It is slow burn. It is good.
Yes.
Anyway,
what's Bulk's up to tonight?
Anyone else getting anything in town?
Aaron is gonna go looking for a piercing studio.
Okay. That you're able to find one. It's the college town.
Oh yeah. And he's gonna go up and hey, I'm not sure if this specific part is going to be in your area of expertise, but if I were to give you some gems, would you be able to mount them and then pierce them?
Here's the gems, are you saying? Or
yeah, I've got some.
Are you hoping to look for a jewelry maker?
Well, I mean, potentially. Hoping I could get it all done here. I'm hoping to get a some naval studs. I've got some gems I want them for, and I don't know if the process of turning the gems into pierceable things is something you can do here.
Might take a bit of time, but I can see what I can do.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds fine.
Because of the female tiefling that you're talking to, she's got like plenty of piercings of her own, and she looks like she's up for the challenge.
Fuck yeah. Aaron's gonna pull out his 2 resurrection diamonds and pass them over.
You said the belly button part sort of piercing you're looking for.
Yeah, I think so. And he's gonna what's he? I guess at this point he's wearing so he's gonna he'll roll down his overalls and show off that he's got his big ol' rose, navel rose tattoo, and say I think there'll be a fun way to spice this up.
All right. How quickly do you need this done?
I mean, no huge rush if you're busy. I should be in town for at least another few days.
All
right. All right, let me see what I can do.
And the this tiefling like kind of takes the gems and rolls them in her fingers, moves over to a jewelry working station, and starts to get to work. She's all right. She's actually moving pretty quickly. She says if you come back tomorrow, it should be done.
Awesome. He seems quite excited about that, and he'll thank her profusely.
All right.
And
Her
then-
name is Passion, by the way.
Passion. Love that. And then before we're heading back, he's gonna try to check up on what's happening at the Swanthal Theater and the Crystal Auditorium Theater. See if there are any interesting shows currently running.
Let's see. Oh, let's see. So let's see. There's one called The Tragedy of the Fallen Kingdom, which is a historical drama, fictional, but it's a classic and somber tale recounting the downfall of a once great kingdom due to the hubris of its rulers and betrayal of close allies. In it, the actors wear elaborate costumes and flowing robes, ornate crowns, and grim expressions. And it's known for its powerful monologues and intense emotional scenes.
Nice.
Another one is called The Fae Masquerade, which is a fantasy comedy with dance. And it's like more of like a lighthearted, whimsical play set in the mystical realm of the Feywild. And the plot revolves around a group of mischievous fairies who host a masquerade ball where mortals are invited but are unaware of the magical pranks awaiting them. And the play is supposed to be vibrant and lively, with actors dressed in flamboyant, brightly colored costumes, including intricate masks and wings and floral garlands. And the dialogue is pretty witty, with plenty of playful banter and slapstick humor.
All right. Sounds like it fucks. Love the tonal contrast in the available showings. All right. Well, he's noted both of those down on his little map.
All right.
I think the last thing that Lish would want to do before we head back is just track down another goblet for Hero's Feast, if we can.
Yeah, you can do that easy. You can mark down the gold for that.
Can we take it out of party funds, or should I pay for it myself?
It would make sense to take it out of party funds, as would a replacement Biog.
Either or.
It's 1,000 gold for the chalice.
Okay. We are down to 3,000 gold pieces in the party fund.
All right.
Small price to pay for the gemstone chalice.
A pimp cup.
Is there anything anyone else would like to accomplish?
Biog supplies.
I was gonna say, speaking of replacement Biog, Hawk's out procuring, I'm gonna say 4 packs of someone familiar.
All right.
So that's 200 gold.
Mark that down. Either from your own funds or party funds, whichever.
My own fund.
Alrighty.
It's fairly inexpensive. Valk already paid for about half of it. Let's see. I was gonna go look around for magic weapons. Slim as a chances that might be. Because
Alright, well,
I'm looking for something very specific, and I'm not expecting to find it.
I'll tell you what, I will generate the shop and see if anything interesting comes up. And if you're looking for something in particular, you can always message me about it.
True.
And I might be able to include it in future loot.
Other than that, I did also have a project idea that I probably will message you about.
Okay. There are some weapons available. There's a war pick of warning.
More wine.
There is a +3 light crossbow, a +3 great axe, +2 scale mail, +1 light hammer, and +1 great shield or great sword.
Sword, okay. Do I look at the axe for Aaron?
The +3 crossbow would be really good for a ranged weapon for Hawk.
It's a hand crossbow, yeah. The only problem is that I don't want
crossbow, not a hand
a
crossbow.
light crossbow. The problem is I don't want to like splurge on a ranged weapon because the only benefit I get out of it is being able to do damage at range. I don't have anything that interacts with ranged weapons anymore.
Yeah, but doing damage at range is still good.
That's true. I just also don't want to drop like my entire savings on it. They do also still have a bow somewhere, I think. Like he hung it up in his room or something.
Also, Toby was saying that you could borrow the string and his old bow, since oath bow.
Yeah. Okay.
You need a finesse primary weapon.
Indeed, that is the problem. There's very few of those in D&D. Oh well, it was worth a peek. Once he's collected his satchel of goods, he'll probably go seek out the roses again. He remembers them being somewhere in like the magic zone.
Before we leave, what plus did you say was on the shield?
I had misspoken. It's a great sword, not a great shield.
It's a great sword, not a great shield, yeah.
Yeah, fuck. Okay, never mind.
All right. Anything else?
Pick up some nice booze at the store and some nice dinner ingredients, and we'll make a nice dinner.
Yeah,
cook ourselves an actual heroes feast instead of a spell one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Demir is going to get some fresh ingredients, because she kind of used up the like stuff that would go bad to make sure that it didn't just rot. So she'll pick up some more like cooking ingredients, and she'll get like a handful of bottles of good stuff to drink.
Sweet. Let's say about 13 gold for like good quality ingredients to pick up, plus some wine.
I'm going to take that out of the party fund because it's going to feed everyone. Cool.
All right. So you all head back to your manor for the evening. Demir, I assume you start cooking up dinner.
Yep. She's going to cook up dinner, and honestly, while she's cooking, she's going to pop open one of those bottles and I assume Lish is hanging out with her in the kitchen, so she'll pour some for him and
He's having his like little super rare steak.
you know, I think we should take this rare opportunity to relax and celebrate a little.
I agree.
1 down, 2 to go.
Exactly. Lish kind of wiggles his eyebrows and like pulls out his like little sub bag that he's got in his bag and kind of like shifts through some of his like little bags of drugs like relaxation. Let's see. I just love the way that I've got my drugs labeled in my bag because it's like drug ? Doses for confusion pleasure drug? Like, what are these things? I don't know.
When it is time for dinner, Demir is going to gather everyone up and make sure that everyone who is old enough gets a glass of wine. And she pours one, looking at a tree, and hands it to someone else. Just a few times before she finally gives him one.
All right, I was gonna say he's
Punk.
just giving you
a little light hazing. She pours a glass of wine for all of his guards before she gives one to him.
Awesome.
Well, I guess you've earned this one too.
I would certainly like to think so.
We have been so damn busy running from crisis to crisis, and I think that tonight we should take it to have a little light levity, a little relaxation all around.
And I am
And
glad
to
you said that
celebrate.
now, because I was about to ask where we are going to the phone next.
Well, that's the next question. We have the Shadowfell or the Feywild.
Wasn't the Shadowfell on our next stop because we had the tuning fork from shit?
Oh shit.
I left her behind on purpose.
Thanks for letting the party know.
You all have brains in your skulls. Except for you, Hawk.
Hawk doesn't.
Hey.
But you're intelligent. You just don't have a brain.
Your brain is in your, like,
only had a brain
spleen
with a heart
or something.
I don't know.
Lungs.
Eyes.
Send
We
a
don't know
message,
what you have.
Mrs.
No.
Way. It's fine. She'll understand.
She went to go ride a boat.
She did have that woman from the boat. I'm sure she'll find her way back.
Well, I don't know who you're really talking about, but if you're going to the Shadowfell, you asked me to do a bit of research on it. Best I could tell, it's kind of like a counterpart to the Feywild in a way. It's like more of a place of like undead and decay. That's not to say that there aren't like things living there and stuff, but it's dangerous, and stuff I've read on it while you were gone
said that like people will sometimes change for the worse there. So like, please be careful when you go.
Oh boy. I mean, especially after what we heard on the boat, I would like to get to the Feywild as soon as possible.
Do we have a route to the Shadowfell from the Feywild?
We have the Feyhole. We can get to the Feywild from anywhere, I believe.
Well, I have the
I meant
tuning
the
fork to the
other-
Shadowfell,
Right.
so I can cast that spell from whatever plane we are on.
I guess the only question then is where we'll end up if we use it from the Feywild.
Yes, and I have a feeling that our chores in the Feywild might take quite a bit more time than the Shadowfell, so it might be prudent to go to the Shadowfell first and then be able to take our time handling business in the Feywild.
We do have a lot on our plate the moment we step through that hole.
Mm-hmm.
I feel prepared either way. I'll trust everyone else's judgment.
Well, is there much more we can assemble before hitting the Feywild to give us our best shot?
Mm. We can go directly from the Shadowfell to the Feywild, I suppose. So just go bam bam if we feel ambitious.
Either way, I suppose.
Hell, we could flip a coin if it comes to it.
I mean, Vivian is right. If we go to the Feywild, I certainly wouldn't want to leave again for a while. So perhaps it's better to get the Shadowfell over and done with. Although I feel like we are going very blind, and I don't even know where anything on the Shadowfell is, or where we can find our target.
We had a little bit of information about Phoenix, but not a lot about the topographical information. Wonder if the archives have anything.
I mean, if Levy didn't find anything, then I don't know what good we would do.
I mean, best I could find, it's kind of like as the book said, like a dark reflection of the material plane. But some of it's like more alien in a way, and like dead. And there can be like cities that are built from the elves that live there, that don't exist here.
Wasn't there something about a mountain as well?
The Phoenix was last seen in a mountain, I thought, in the Shadowfell. Are we able to go to a specific place in the Shadowfell with the tuning fork, or does it just...
I don't... Since I haven't been to the Shadowfell, I don't think that I can really direct myself that well. I don't I'd have to look at the spell.
Or do we just get dropped at the equivalent of where we're at in this plane to that plane?
Drops you more or less close to where you're at on that plane.
So we could theoretically go on our plane to where the mountain should be, and then tuning fork.
Read somewhere that it was similar to where Avatix is in our world on the Shadowfell.
Also, like, I don't want to tell you how to live your life or anything, but like, if you try to go somewhere that doesn't exist on this plane or vice versa, like, I don't want y'all to get fucked up.
More indicating that we can reduce travel distance than necessarily be one for one.
Yeah, plane shift says that you teleport over, you can specify a target destination in general terms. And it'll plop you down somewhere close by.
What you were told before was that there's a city of Shadowkai, more or less where Avatix is on the prime material plane. And this city is ruled by a vampiric dragon, and that the Phoenix had harassed the people of the city until the dragon fought it away and retreated to mountains.
So going to Avatix to plane shift might be a good idea. See if we can find that city.
I can direct us towards that city. It doesn't say that I have to be there. I just have to know where.
Although hitting Avatix first wouldn't be a bad idea. Their shopping's a little bit more.
Certainly. Yeah, no, it might be good to go there just in case. I just don't need to be in the one-to-one location, according to the spell. As long as I know generally where I'm going, have a name or a place in mind, I should be able to get us generally close to that city.
Then the Shadowfell it is. And let's hope the Phoenix is as easy to track down as the dragon was.
How would I say this quietly? Do I have message?
Are you trying not to have Eitri here?
Yeah. Am I able to write a little message with prestidigitation?
Unfortunately, no. Prestidigitation is more like magical effects. I can make sparkles, or I can make my hair shiny.
It can make sparks, but not sparks. It can make marks, but it doesn't say anything about writing.
I can make it look like someone wet their pants.
It's random magical effects. I was just wondering if that fell in there.
A color, small mark, or a symbol appear on an object or a surface. Writing would be multiple symbols, probably.
Mm-hmm. I can sign, and Avery is slowly, or Demir is slowly learning how to sign, but I don't know if Eitri can sign or... Okay, I guess I can just...
For a while.
I could also just say it out loud. Also, and as an added thought, considering how long we would be in the Feywild, we can do the Shadowfell and then get the last item we need from the Feywild and then send Eitri back to pick up your guys' moms with his bodyguards.
By his lonesome.
I'm not sure if that's the best idea because they'll probably be expecting us. Well, I'm sure Ichi can hold his own against a hag. I'm loath to trust anyone alone with one.
We are the ones that made the bargain, not him.
Fair.
Probably at the very least require your assistance to get there on my own. As it can be difficult to teleport to places I have not personally been to, even if I study it on a map. As you saw with being a little bit off when I tried to teleport us to the Airlair Mountains.
Yes, and the hag's location is protected by the coven magic, so
that would make sense.
That is fair. I don't know how much Eitri will be getting involved in the politics of the Winter Court.
To be honest, I have been told very little about the situation.
Well, it's your guys' story if you want to tell it.
I think I need more wine first. But no. Eitri, you shouldn't be more involved in this than you're ready. We'll deal with the hags. Anyway.
You are going to deal with the hags. I suppose that I can join your friend Aldrich and go to the Doom Hall that you are talking about. Try to figure that situation out.
Ah, yes, the hole in reality.
It
We do have
it would be very interesting to study.
We do have a small enclave of wizards who are helping us with that, if I'm understanding correctly.
Any talented wizard putting their mind on this is always welcome.
it would be helpful, though, to have his help on these last two quests for the hags.
I'm admittedly also a little hesitant to bring each to the... I don't know if I could trust myself there. And I don't want I don't want the other heir to Marhaba getting caught up in something.
I am actually
Miera is still around. She's fine.
very interested in traveling to different planes. I have never done such before. And I suppose it's either now or I do it on my own later.
No, I welcome your aid when it comes to the Feywild. The Winter Court has a lot of questions as far as we're concerned.
That's mostly what I'm concerned about, yes. More of the eventuality and admittedly my own neck.
I have a lot of questions myself. I would be curious to see the home of my brother-in-law.
Lish just takes a long sip of wine. A long sip of wine. Kind of like side eyes at Demir. Like,
She's looking back at him.
Well, chances are this Mahaban would cause a little less chaos than...
rude.
You presume.
you assume so much.
In her defense, it does sound awfully a lot like Fiola didn't like you to begin with. I doubt that even your presence would be very welcoming.
Fiola didn't like anyone.
I was gonna say, Fiola wasn't a fan of anybody.
I guess that's
Only
fair.
of herself.
Well, whatever you decide, if you come with us, I have already sworn to keep you safe, so.
I do believe that I can be of assistance, but I will not allow my own curiosity to get in the way of what you are working on here. I shall let it get in the way of what you're working on in regards to the turning fire.
Well, I think as quickly as we're able to get the items that we need for your mother, I think that would be best. And in your best interest as well.
I quite agree.
If you want to come to the Shadowfell E3, you are welcome to.
I would gladly accompany you.
Would you want your guards to join us this time, or they might be better served staying here for protection?
That was my thought. They can once again stay behind and keep an eye on the house, make sure that little scared friend does not try to disassemble the dragon head prematurely. Keep an eye on things you do and make sure that the taxidermist you have hired does not rob you blind.
Sounds good. And then you can get a little bit of research in on these dragons, perhaps.
I would be most interested to see what sort of magic is used in Shadowfell. If it is at all different from the kind that we use here on the Materia plane.
Sounds like there will be a lot of undead activity.
Well, if R1 counts as anything to go by.
Yes, the vampire.
I'm sure he'll find us in there too.
Maybe speaks up again. I also would recommend that you stay away from the Shadow Dark.
Shadow Dark?
Yeah, it's
Underground?
It's supposed to be kind of like the Shadow Tales version of the Underdark, but like extremely fucked up. So
even more fucked up than the Underdark already is.
I mean, I do hear it's better nowadays,
Underdark,
but
like, could be cool in its own, like.
We may have to go.
I'll make sure I pack some extra light either way.
I mean, that could be pretty helpful.
That drift globe will come in handy.
Oh yes, you should show Levy the drift globe.
The what globe?
She will love that. The drift globe that we just got.
Oh yeah.
Ball of light.
Aaron will toss that out. And it's late enough in the day that he can flash it.
Levy like does the thing where she catches it but then almost drops it. But then she's going to look it over. And this thing's supposed to like light up and stuff.
Yeah. Here.
All right. Well, I mean, and y'all probably have like cantrips and stuff too.
Hawk almost like
for some
reason, supposed to be pretty dark in the Shadowfell.
Hawk sort of like on mention, like picks up a bread roll and casts light on it.
Aaron's entire
very-
hand starts glowing.
We all get flashbanged by everybody demonstrating their
Well,
light all at once.
For Hawk, it's more like turning on like a lamp with like 2 light bulbs in it. Just like suddenly.
God.
He turns it off pretty quickly.
Well, anyway, I hope y'all stay safe. When are you leaving again, or are you gonna stay for a while? Because I'd love for you guys to stick around if you can.
I believe Aaron was waiting on a commission in town, so at least until tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, at least I got you for the night.
Hence the celebration. We're not going into the Shadowfell tipsy.
I wouldn't mind some time to prepare either.
Probably a good idea,
project in
but
mind.
at the same time, like, if things are as dour as the books say they are in the Shadowfell, like, fuck, maybe they could use the celebration.
A little light and levity.
I mean, it's like a depression plane, like.
Oh boy. Because that is just.
Well, it's supposed to be like the opposite of the Feywild, right?
I actually am not feeling all that worried about the Shadow Dark between my new abilities and inherent abilities to deal with undead.
Difference between the Shadowfell and the Shadow Dark. Shadowfell is where all the undead is. Shadow Dark is like a labyrinth with something terrible in it, according to the books.
I meant Shadowfell.
Oops.
Just language.
English isn't real and is stupid. I'm certified to say this.
I mean, like, even the Feywild has its own version of the Underdark, right?
It does sound like all 3 of them are reflections of the material plane, so it would make sense.
I mean, but kind of like the Feywild special in a lot of ways. The Shadowfell is more of a reflection than Feywild.
Would you know if there's a...
I haven't been to either. I'm just repeating what I see from books.
He sort of just like dual finger points between Demir and Lish. Like, do you 2 know if there's something like that?
A labyrinth of horrors underground?
Or just some Fey parallel to the Underdark?
Sure. There's all kinds of things underground.
It just seems to stretch on for endless corridors and caves and tunnels.
What's it like? The Shadow Dark sounds like it'd be, well, nightmarish, and what little I've heard about the Underdark sounds like it's mostly, well, cave vegetation and whatnot. Lots of mushrooms and whatnot.
Well, this cave's just... Sorry, don't say that again.
Are there Fey drow? Aaron's eyes are wide.
There are Fey elves. Points at self.
But like underground Fey elves.
Demir points at Lish.
Like, DM, there's probably like colonies of Eladrin that live underground. Like, yeah, there's like weird mushroom Eladrin.
Yeah, there's like there are mushroom elves, and then there are pallid elves that live in the Feydark.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got all kinds. We got the white ones, we got the musty ones, we got the me ones, we've got the
What awful description.
I live underground most of the time, sometimes. You kind of have to when you are in winter. Kind of comes with the territory.
Cozy, comfortable down there.
Yes, it's very hearthsome.
Aaron's nodding with great interest.
There are plenty of kinds in the Feywild. Almost too many to even count or know.
Very different there. Winter was very quiet.
Unless we're partying.
Unless there's a party. It was beautiful.
I look forward to seeing it someday.
I'm sure you'll get the chance.
I hope you do.
Here's open.
Sooner than
Whether
we think.
you are able to come with us to deal with this hag request or not, Levy, I hope that no matter what, you will come and visit us at the end of it.
I mean, I tend to come back to help deal with the Doom portal, but I come back when I can. I miss y'all.
Missed you too. A lot.
Hope you know it's not the same without you out there.
It's been real nice getting to stay back and pretend to be normal for a while, but you guys always have my heart. Is there anything anyone else would like to discuss over dinner?
Does Toby have anything he wants to do?
No.
Cool. So he's gonna get bothered, but not by Hawk. He's gonna get a message in his brain, just like, "Hi, Toby. Dinner time, right? Zoda. What do you think of when you think of Demir? Like, conceptually."
Tobias will. Is there a word limit?
I believe it's 25 for sending.
Okay.
You can just like stream of consciousness a bunch of shit at me if he wants to, or if you want to.
I guess when Tobias thinks of Demir, the words that he thinks of are warmth, home, complex, barbed, I'm fucking blanking.
You don't need to give me a ton. Just as many as you feel comfortable thinking of.
I trust her with my life and then some. And more.
He gets a reply. Oh, that's so sweet. What about Lish? I can explain if I need to.
For Lish, Tobias would describe my king as constant as a mountain in a storm. Compassion, kindness, far wiser than I will ever be.
He gets a third response now. Sweet. Sorry to bother. Last slot. Demir's project. How about Levy?
For Levy, I guess what Tobias would say for Levy is first love, sweet love.
There we go.
Like watching the sunrise over a dew-covered field. Peels back darkness and pain to find the good.
She's out of sending slots that I want to use anyway. She could do it at higher level, but I don't think she can.
You
Because
can
there's no
higher spell slot, but there's no benefit to it.
Yeah, okay. You know what? Screw it. She'll use a fourth level just to say like, Toby, you're a beautiful poet. Thanks a bunch for your time. This project's gonna come out stellar.
Happy I could help.
All right. One person completely down. I'll probably bug Felix on their birthday about the other three.
Right.
I'll just gotta get the Toby and Levy from Demir and Lesh.
Are there any final conversations that would like to be had over dinner?
Not over dinner, but as we're wrapping up. So if anybody had anything before that. You're muted, Avery.
Thank you. I was just going to say that over dinner, not like in any particular conversation, but Demir is definitely trying to keep spirits up, maybe even trying to convince some people to play a drinking game with her or something like that. But nothing.
Play
like...
what the fuck is up with that?
I mean, yeah, that could be an option. So I learned this game in the Feywild. It's called What the Fuck Is Up With That? And what you do is that there is an asker and an answer, and the asker gets to ask a question that ends with "What the fuck is up with that?" And the answer has to give the true answer to it. You can get some really interesting things with it, and I believe that you drink when you are the asker and the answer and all that stuff, and I believe that the last person who answered gets to ask the next question, or you determine it through a random chance, say roll a d20 and see who has the highest number.
I think I've played a variation of that where you drink instead of answering.
I think I've seen that before, like on a YouTube thumbnail or something. Yeah.
I mean,
Either you
drinking
take a-
should be involved in all instances in the Feywild version I was introduced to, but
You take a drink or perhaps a drug. In this case.
You really want to give Hawk weed, don't you?
More
Or something
than that,
harder. Okay.
bounteous amounts of drugs just for Hawk's little human mouth.
I could bring my hookah down.
That's a good idea.
Hawk sort of just like taps his the neck and says, "Don't make me turn this off."
Come on, Hawk. Join in our drinking game.
If you only feel comfortable drinking, I'll make sure they don't pressure you too hard for the drugs.
But we don't have to do this over the dinner table. In fact, we probably shouldn't do it over food.
It'll be fun to engage in later.
Oh, we could retreat to the living room and lounge a bit.
A night of levity.
We deserve some levity.
So with that, I think that's where we will call session.
That's gonna be fun.
What the fuck is up with that?
What the fuck is up with that?
You don't have a mouth. What the fuck is up with that?
What the fuck is up with that?
A week to think of questions.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna improv it, like see it in my pants, see what happens.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun.
If there's anything
It certainly
that's been nagging you.
would give each tree the opportunity to ask all of his "what the fuck is up with
That's
that"
true.
questions.
Oh, and anything else that Valk's wondering about, actually, because I feel like there's still some things we might have missed, even now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Also, anything to delay repercussions for calling out a god.
Shut
Any case, thanks for playing, guys.
Thank you for
Thanks for DMing.
See you next time.
See ya.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.